Hi, this is Karla Courtney, and today I'm going to teach you how to cast off in knitting. If you're a beginner knitter, you're probably in the position I'm in right now, where you're knitting a very simple project, maybe a scarf or a square, and you're continuing to knit, and you're wondering, what do I do? How do I finish this? Well, you're in luck, because if you've learned to cast on, and you found that a little bit tricky, you'll find casting off is a lot easier, because when you cast off, all you're really doing is knitting one stitch, knitting another one, and then pulling one over. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm knitting a little scarf for my sloth toy buddy, and once I've decided it's long enough, I am going to begin my cast off row. I'm going to knit one stitch, and I'm going to knit it a little looser than normal, and you'll see why in a second, because I'm going to knit a second stitch, and I've pulled it over to my opposite needle. And now, either using my opposite needle or my fingers, I have to pull the first stitch over the second stitch. So now I've got one stitch left. So I'm going to do that one more time. I've got one stitch on my opposite needle now. I'm going to loosely knit one over. Now I've got two. This time I'll use my fingers. And I'm going to pull that first stitch over the second stitch. So as you can see, casting off is pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you don't do it too tightly, because what you'll notice happens is if you knit as tightly as you were with the rest of your work, when you pull the first stitch over the second stitch, you might have a little bit too much tension and the top of your work might bunch up. And once you're done, what you can do is, you've got one stitch left. Take a pair of scissors. You always want to leave a little bit of loose wool hanging, because as I'll show you in my next video, you'll want to be able to have enough loose wool to hide the end. So you've got your loose end now, and you've got your final stitch, and you can simply pull the loose end through the final stitch. And ta-da! You've cast off. So casting off is really simple, and it's really the only way, if you're knitting something with a straight edge, that you can finish off your work, so make sure to practice. Thanks a lot for joining me. I hope I've helped you learn how to cast off, but if you have any other questions, you can feel free to leave some comments on this YouTube video, or connect with me on one of my other channels. I'm on Instagram at Karla with a K Courtney, same on Twitter, same handle, Karla with a K Courtney, or my website, karlacourtney.com, or facebook.com/KarlaCourtney. And remember, you can also use the hashtag #ICanCreate to share your projects with me. Thank you so much, and happy knitting.